Okay, so
Hey,
how can
oh
I
my
help you?
God.
How can I
What a
help you
gift you
today?
are. You're such a gift. You've
Oh,
given me
thank
so
you.
much with everyone else. Um, my right now, I am experiencing. I've been experiencing digestive issues for several years. I feel like I've been through a lot of traumatic events, and the short of it is, I feel like I'm blocking my flow to abundance with a lack of self acceptance and just this idea of things should be a certain way. Um, I was recently a caregiver for my great aunt Anna, who's 98, who just recently passed,
Mhm.
and I had that blessing to be with her. And I was had a blessing to get receive an income from it. But then I was just dropped, like you just left out here to fend for yourself. And I've been like scrappy and tenacious and resilient, but like literally trying to keep my head above water. And I know that's not what God has for me and what life is supposed to. I know that's not what the life I'm supposed to be living, or that I'm here to live. I have a lot of gifts and talents, and I'm just disconnected from that core of myself that knows that everything is worked out and that abundance is flowing to me, coupled with this long-term bloated digestive situation. I really feel like everything is so connected. I've done a lot of spiritual work, deep work, trauma work, and I know I'm better than I was, before. But I just want to thrive, Jerome. I want to be on the thriving and the experiencing bliss and and like when I receive gifts and I have in a state of gratitude and I see things working out, like, and things happening for me. I just want to continue to be in that state and not in this state of, oh well, this didn't happen and this didn't happen, and like this
Mhm.
disconnection from the truth, and I also lived abroad for 6 years in UAE, and then came back and went through a lot of different scenarios and ended up with my aunt. And like, I don't
I
back
lost your
here.
audio. Okay, there you go. I lost your audio for a minute. Hello? Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, something just happened.
Okay,
Hello, what did you say?
I can hear you. I was saying I just lost your audio for a second. I have a question for you before we go into this. How does if you were to tune in emotionally, I'm speaking emotionally, how does your digestive issues make you feel?
Uncomfortable, out of control, bloated, big. Uh,
Okay, good. That's all I need. That's all I need for now. So can you tell me your full name 3 times?
it's long, but I'll tell you.
That's okay.
Lilia Alice Shawnee Brinkley. Lilia Alice Shawnee Brinkley. Lilia Alice Shawnee Brinkley.
Okay, thank you. Mhm. 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 Okay. Okay, you ready? Are you
Yes.
ready? Can you hear me? Okay, great. So there's a few things that came in for you, um, and a message from your aunt that came in for you as well. So I'm going to share some of this.
Oh,
But um, the first the first thing to understand is that your digestion system is not just in your physical body. I know this is what we're taught. We're taught a lot of this about. We're taught that our health in our body is like what you see and like what's in this, but actually your system, especially the digestive system, is a lot bigger than that, and your digestive system has a lot to do with how you're digesting your life. And what's been happening for you is you have been, this is what I'm seeing, the root is the root issue of your, oh, you can't hear me? Can anybody else hear me? Okay, there may be something going on, Shani, um, with your video because everybody else can hear me. Can you hear me, Shani? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. No,
I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you can't
I
hear
can't hear
me.
you at all.
Okay, so
I don't know what happened.
you may need to check in the chat. I'm going to I'm going to respond to you and you can listen to the recording. But somebody check in the chat, write in the chat for her that I'm going to respond and she will get it in the recording. So I'm gonna respond. Um, and then when you see the recording, Shauna, you'll be able to get the answer for this. And whenever your sound comes back, just let me know. So here's what happens with the digestive system. Um, when when we are living a life that we can't digest, it will affect the digestive system. Because the biggest chakra that has to do with the digestive system is your solar plexus chakra. And the solar plexus chakra is the chakra that has to do with basically, are you living how you want to live? They call it your willpower, but it's basically your ability to choose to live how you want to live. And what's been happening for you is that you've been taking on other people's opinions. You've been taking on other people's, primarily not more than just other people's opinions for you. You've been taking on the model of how other people have lived, have been living as the model for how you should live. And that is not working with your system, and your system can't digest it. Your way of living, your lifestyle is indigestible to your soul. Can you hear me, Shani? No? Okay. So the your way of living is indigestible to your soul. And so it is showing up as digestive issues. And you're taking too much on, you're experiencing exhaustion, overwhelm. And this is showing up as unrest and indigest in your system. So the big part for you is to begin to really prioritize what you really want and trust. Trust is a big issue here today for many people, but trust is a big issue for you. So it's living in a way. One is pace. The pace at what you're living is indigestible for you. You've got to slow down. You're going too fast for how your system can process. Two, you've got to do what you want to do. Get all these extra voices out of your head. You have to calm. Um, you've got to spend more time alone in meditation, walking in nature, so you can hear what you actually want to do, what will fuel you. You've not been doing that. You've been taking too much attention and too much advice from external people. The other part of this for you is there were two messages from your aunt. The first one was she says that, well, actually, there's three. The first one is she says that this is a pattern in that line of the family, the line of the family from where your aunt is from. I'm seeing maternal, but I don't. It's the actual line lineage is kind of a little bit cloudy. So she may be on your father's side, but I'm seeing for some reason it feels maternal. But she's saying that line of people, the line that is the line of your family that your aunt is in, they're the ancestral line from them is very much about taking a lot on, being overwhelmed, um, hustle and grind. And she's showing me like two boulders sitting on the shoulder. So like, wait. And this is another reason where the bigness is coming from. There's so much on you. It's too much. It's too big. And so you've got to lighten up, right? And she's saying a part of the money, even though she didn't have it consciously, it was like a soul decision. A part of that money was like for you to finally relax and be able to prioritize what you wanted to do and live in a way that you wanted. But you took on the patterns, which is understandably, you took back into the patterns of the family of doing too much and taking too much on. There's a trust that has to happen here around, if you relax, if you take care of yourself, if you do what's nourishing for you, you will be supported. This is another aspect of the family line that's coming in, is that you couldn't trust that you would be supported, that you had to control everything. This is the part of the family trauma, that the only way you felt that you could relax and trust is if you were in control. And in order to be in control, you just spun the wheels over and over and over and over and over again until you were on this rat race and you are just wearing yourself out. And your stomach can't digest that. It cannot digest that. So a big part of you is to slow down, the big mantra for you is life loves me. Life loves me. And because I am enough and life loves me. And when you can begin to work with these mantras, as a matter of fact, I have a shirt in my shop, in my merchandise shop, that says life loves me. I recommend you buy it and you wear it every day if you can, even if you just wear it to sleep. Let it seep into you like an essential oil. Life loves me. I am enough. So this is a thing, right? Not just the mantra, but your choices, what you're getting ready to do. Sit down before you do anything. If I knew that life loved me and that I was enough, would I do this? And if I was going to do this, if the answer is yes, I would still do this, would I do it this way? And what you're going to find is a lot of times that answer is no. For you, you wouldn't do it this way. You would do it a different way. And you wouldn't do this at all. You would do something else. But this is the thing to get into the consciousness. Life loves me and I am enough. Then the other part of this is to understand that the big part for your healing is I've got to live in a way that feels digestible to me. I need to stop trying to digest other people's opinions. I need to stop trying to digest other people's model of life and living. And instead, I got to find one that feels good to me, that fulfills me, that feels right to me, that feels in alignment with how I really want to be in this world and how my body wants to be. The last part of this is that your aunt is recommending that you do a detox. She was very clear in that. That's a part of that will help you in your healing. Your aunt said detox. So one of my favorite detoxes, you may find one of your own. There wasn't a specific detox that came through, but just one of my favorite detoxes is the detox by Dr. Bobby Price. His website is drbobbyprice.org. This is not a commercial for him. I don't get any like kickback or any money from him. I just personally have used it and I really like his. I've used a lot of his products before. And I see you saying you can hear now. You're going to get the recording and you'll be able to hear all of this. So all of this, I just went ahead and gave you what I was hearing and what your aunt said. So you'll be able to hear the recording. Just make sure you're on my newsletter list so that you'll be able to see when it comes out. But I will put it on my YouTube channel as well. But your aunt was, the last thing that she wanted you to know is that she wants you to detox. And that my favorite detox, now you can do any detox that you want, but my favorite detox is from Dr. Bobby Price. It's drbobbyprice.org. You could do the 2-week detox or the full month detox. That's my favorite one that I do. I've done many. I've done, God, hundreds almost. And Dr. Bobby Price is my favorite one. It's the mildest. It has the mildest kind of, it has the big, I experience a lot of results with it, but there's not a lot of, uh, what's the word? I'm losing the word. Side effects, because there's a lot of side effects to sometimes detoxes. I receive mild side effects to this detox, but I get a lot of good results when I do it. But that was the last thing she said. There were 3 things she said, and I know you couldn't hear, but I did list them, what she talked about for you. But those is what I am. That's what came through for you. And you can heal this issue, not just your stomach issue, but your life. It's about living a life that you can digest, and that is going to be a life of ease. That is going to be a life of trust, and that is going to be a life of doing what you really want to do, and stop taking other people's advice, and stop trying to follow other people's models of how they live, because that is what has been causing you stress, and that is what has been making you not digest. So I went into detail in that in this, when you'll be able to see all of that, but that was just a recap. But that is what's happening. Now it's time to recenter yourself and guide yourself on your own wisdom, on your own vision, on what feels good in your body alone, instead of what. I'll leave with this. You have been living your life on what looks right instead of what feels right. And that is indigestible. That will always be indigestible. You are supposed to live based upon what feels right, even if it doesn't look right. What feels right, even if it doesn't look right. And what feels right to you is sometimes not going to look right to them. A lot of times it's not. But what will happen is it will be right for you, and you will become so bright and so successful and so happy and so healthy. Eventually, they're going to come around and they're going to say, okay, what the hell did you do? How do you do that? Right? How did you get that? How did that? And you'll be able to say, I just did what felt right for me. That's it. I didn't take this advice and this advice and this advice. I took this advice. Insight over external information. Insight over external advice and opinion. Intuition over everything else. That's how you're going to heal your stomach. Thank you so much for being here and for your question.
Thank you so much.
You will see this, and you'll be able to get all of it.